Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Battletech Advance 3062, episode 79. Welcome back, welcome back. This is going to be just a talking video. I am ending the series today, and I'm just going to go ahead and explain why. And uh, before we get into that, I'd just like to thank everyone who stopped by and watched the series from beginning to end. I know one of the biggest complaints during that series was the volume, and we ended up fixing that a little bit later on. And um, thank you guys for stopping by and just watching the videos and watching my content again. It was great to become. It's great to come back. That's the major thing that I was kind of concerned with. Is like, am I gonna get a good following again, get a good audience, and it's definitely appeared to be that way. And yeah, it's definitely greatly appreciated. And I just do this for fun, and I enjoy BattleTech and enjoy having our conversations in the comments. It's been a lot of fun. I don't know if you can tell, you can hear this little crackling going on in the background. That's my liquid cooler. Uh, it's it's on its last legs, to say the least. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that fixed. But that's not the reason why I'm ending the series. The reason why I'm ending the series, it's just getting to the point of I'm not having fun, and it's just a grind at this point. It's not that the missions are difficult or there's lack of things to do. Well, that's a part of it, is lack of things to do, because I'm allied with the Capellans. And my whole idea was to go in the clan space at the end and just kind of play around a little bit. Well, the problem with that is it's reputation, right? Reputation is awful with the Capellans. Everybody hates the Capellans. I mean, you can just see all the enemies. You got Merrics, the Lyrians, the Combine, the Davians, the Eurigans, Comstar, and Word of Blake all hate us just because we're allied with the Capellans. Now, we were able to ally with Clan Novacat, and some missions you can get against clans, but the majority, I felt like it's against an inner sphere. And sometimes we get lucky, and we'll have missions that are for local government or stuff like that. So again, like, this is a dual mission, which I don't really like. But let's see here. It's again against planetary government, and I'm allied with them. So it just limits the possibilities of what I'm able to do. And looking at the navigation, I would have to travel around and just get lucky that I would either find a local government mission against the clans or go back to Clan Novacat and hopefully get a mission against the clans. It just makes it very, very difficult. If I was allied with any of the other factions, I would, especially the Combine, like, I would have missions all the time against the clans. It would be very easy to get. But for whatever reason, the Capellans are just that much hated. I could go back to the Capellan space and play in the Inner Sphere realm, and I thought about that, and I was like, I could do that. But I was like, yeah, this was my idea. This is where I wanted to end up. This is what I talked about, and we just didn't end up fulfilling that because of the Capellans and whatnot. But it is what it is. Hey, we made it to 79 episodes, and I'm very happy with that. And that's part of the main reason why. It's just the reputation system is absolute trash. And there are ways to fix that via mods, but the head modder for BTA, Battletech Advanced, I don't think he's implemented what Rotech has implemented. Again, it's just the way it is, and I understand it. It's fine, just to be a little different than Rogue Tech. But with that being said, I did enjoy BTA. Another good playthrough of it. It was a lot of fun. It was unfortunate that I started this playthrough when he came out with a save breaking patch. And I was like, well, that's a bummer. And that's what ended up happening. So I was kind of just like watching other people play the new patch, and there's some decent things in there, but nothing earth shattering that I had to play. So I was like, okay, I can do this, and just wait, which is fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through the mech bay and show what I pretty much ended up with in the end. Came up with a nice little direwolf build. I was pretty satisfied with it for the most part. Um, I love the plasma rifles. I definitely would play with the plasma rifles again. Um, has more clan stuff in it. I used to have a lot of non-clan stuff, but um, this was a pretty decent build. It performed. It did admirably. You know, the only problem I had with it was for whatever reason, it just kept on getting knocked down way too easy. And yeah, there was some parts where I went over rough terrain, which increases this like instability, but there was plenty of times where I didn't walk over that kind of terrain and I did fall over way too many times. I don't know if it's just something that's just with this mech in particular, or I'm not really sure, but that was my main complaint with the direwolf. It just was too easy to knock over, which I don't know, doesn't exactly make a lot of sense. And I can't add like a stability gyro to it. So that was that. The Night Star. It was okay. It was fine. Basically, I just put in an FCS location designator on it, which allowed me to, have precision shots. So it was a good headhunter. Nothing really to say other than that. So just a headhunter, and not a bad piece of kit. Not bad. Probably could do with something else, but not bad in general. A staple of the Lance was the Cyclops here. I didn't really think much of it, but there was plenty of times where, the C3 um, tagging was great. The C3 master tagging was great. It had a decent amount of firepower to it. I think its overall damage was pretty good. Um, yeah, it wasn't bad. Like, wasn't bad at all. Um, yeah, it was decent mech overall. I really enjoyed it. Um, I guess its only weakness was its armor. It doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of armor for an assault mech, but just sitting in the background and being able to just pick units off was pretty much its core. And I thoroughly enjoyed the Cyclops. I probably would play with the Cyclops again. The Mad Cat Mark II. One of my favorite mechs, just in general. And then, being able to get one in a playthrough. This is my first one I ever had. I probably could, if we were playing with the Davians like we originally had planned, I probably would have put like rack fives in here. It probably would have been a little bit different, but it's still a lot of fun. Still did a lot of good damage. Yeah, 340 long range. That's really good. Yeah, I can't complain about this mech too much. It did what it needed to do. Um, Again, durability for an assault mech, kind of low, was okay, but overall enjoyed. Would play with it again. The Royal Archer. What a fun mech. This has been around, I don't know how many episodes ago. I just tend to keep mechs around that are just well built and were just a lot of fun to play with. Now I understand like this was a clan version and this is not. It's been that way for a lot of episodes. I just never really got around or remembered to change it to an LRM-20 clan. But overall, lots of fun. Had a great time with it. Very good support mech, and we'll look at each pilot as well. And you can see how effective this Royal Archer was. Again, would play with it 100% again. Lots of fun. Stormcrow, it was okay. Maybe it was the build, not really sure, but it was all right. It did what it needed to do. This was for my headhunter pilot. Um, it was okay. Again, it was all right. Could do something. Maybe could do something better with it. Really not sure. Um, but the main thing was speed, getting to the field quickly, and then just going for headshots, and then hopefully head capping an enemy. But it was all right. It was okay. Nothing to write home about. Probably could do with a different type of variant of Stormcrow, but it was all right. Now for the Bushwhackers. A very nice surprise. And I was very very pleasantly surprised that they were so effective on the battlefield. Even fighting in like the 5 skull missions, like these guys were so good. And again, like fighting against assault mechs have a penalty to shoot something with lesser tons, lesser weight class. So like it had like a -2 to hit that, plus its defensive quirks as well, +2 bonus. So it's like a -4 to hit it, and then plus its evasion. Like these mechs are very hard to deal with. And I had 2 different variances. One with a lot of SRMs and light autocannon 5. Don't knock the light autocannon 5. It did a pretty good job. Some medium pulses for clan. And yeah, like the damage, 258 damage for a Bushwhacker is pretty gnarly. And I also had acid, which removed a lot of armor or defense capabilities of the mech, of the enemy mechs. So that was very good to have on the battlefield, and would recommend that. I don't see that too often in playthroughs, and I would definitely recommend having that. At least one mech having it. And then I had the other mech, which is pretty much a scout mech. Had 2 streak SRM6s on it, 2 clan streak SRMs, and then a narc and a tag, and then 2 ER medium lasers. I mean, these, again, hitting about 172, not bad. A drone, airdrop beacon is just a distraction against the enemy if we really truly wanted it. Again, just another great example of a really good mech that I enjoyed playing, and would play the Bushwhacker again. And then having all the tag and the narcs, and just having those plus to hits, you didn't really need any C3 equipment or anything like that. I mean, we were just rocking mechs just with that alone. We had the Mad Dog here. I don't think I really did anything with this guy at all. I don't know if I would have done anything, depending. Yeah, maybe I would have made it into a brawler, perhaps. Maybe a replacement for the Stormcrow. Probably would have been my next step. But we did get a Mad Dog, which is cool. Then we had the Heavy Striker Lance. So we had the Jaeger mech. Again, these are all viewer builds. So I will take viewer builds if you list them in the comments. So highly recommend in the next playthrough that we do that. Yeah, so this guy was okay. He had dual rack 5s. He had stealth armor on. So he was running fairly hot, but for the most part, he had 1 ER large clan. For the most part, he was, fairly cool, but fairly heat efficient. But he was definitely a threat on the battlefield for sure. Very interesting build. We had a Thunderbolt with an MRM 20 and 4 ER mediums and a plasma rifle with an ER small laser. Very good build. 280 damage for a Thunderbolt, pretty good. Good armor, very good, very strong build. Would probably build that type of mech again. One of my favorite mechs is the Mauler. I don't know if I think I just put UAC, yeah, 4 UAC 2s on it, and then LRM, I'm not, should be clan LRMs, but I never really got around to it. And then 4-year mediums. Very strong build, 340 damage. Very, very strong. And then its armor class is 1385. For a 90 tonner, it's pretty good. So very good build there. Thanatos. Got a lot of flack with this guy throughout the series. I know people felt like it never really got to the battlefield fast enough or was in the fight. But when it was there, it definitely did a lot of damage and was very effective on the field. So I was very happy with this build. Would recommend a Thanatos because it has decent movement. 5/8's good for a heavy mech, and then durability on top of that, almost 1300, almost as good as the 90-ton Mauler, which is insane. So, and then this Grasshopper here, I don't know what. I think this is just something we just had laying around. For storage, I don't think there's really anything we want to like hit on or anything like that. Perhaps some of the mechs that that were a big part of my playthrough was like the Kit Fox. The Kit Fox was huge. I think these are all going down to weight class. Let's see here. I don't know, did I not? Yeah, the Kit Fox S. Very good. I had him before we got the Bushwhackers, so very good mechs. The Otzel was also a very good mech that we had. I think it was a 50-ton. Could be wrong. Oh, no, it's 60. No, it was 60. That's the Osrock. Yeah. The Otzel 8M. Very good mech. Very surprising. That was my headhunter with the X-Pulses. A very surprisingly good mech. Nothing really of note. We'll talk about the vehicles. So the Pegasus, all they have is 2 SRM6s and a medium laser, and trust me, with their movements, these things were just a game changer for me on the battlefield. I highly recommend a Pegasus, and being like backstrikers, scouts, I mean, these things could play many roles. The only downside for these guys is that they're hover tanks, and if you spawn in a forest or a jungle tile, like, you're kind of screwed for a couple turns before they can get out of it, if they can get out of it at all. And once you do get out of it, they're just so effective. And they were such a good critical piece to the team early on, and would highly recommend a Pegasus. And then the biggest game changer of all, I would say, during this playthrough, and one of, if not the biggest reason for my success, was these Manteuffels. Rack 5 and 3-year medium lasers and a ton of armor. I mean, these things were so difficult to destroy, and I think I lost one. I think I may have lost one time. I may be thinking that differently, but I think I may have lost one time and one pilot to it. But these things were so maneuverable, and unlike the Pegasus, they were able to maneuver through forest tiles quickly. But water tiles were obviously the difficulty, because it's a treaded vehicle. But it was a very effective, damage sponge. It was a very effective damage dealer. And I will tell you, like, these guys can win you a campaign just by themselves. I can probably run these 4 guys and probably beat most missions. I feel like. So highly recommend that. The behemoths, just a fun little thing that I have. One has Ultra AC-10s, and the other one has just normal AC-10s with SRM-6s. But yeah, that was the vehicles, and then the battle armors, the Krupp battle armor, the artillery battle armor, very, very strong. Incredibly strong. Probably one of the best battle armors in the game, if not the best battle armor in the game. If you can manage to get your hands on one of these guys, like they can be a game changer on the field. They are weak, but you can definitely lay siege to a lot of enemy mechs with this. And I only had one, and I felt like one was overpowered. So, highly recommend the Krupp battle armor if you do. I just happened to get it. I don't know if it was through a random chance or whatever it was, but yeah, I was lucky to get that. All right, let's go through the barracks and go through the pilots, and then we'll talk about future. We have Anvil here. Service record of 15 deployments, 8 mech kills, and 6 other kills. And they were driving the Thanatos in the Heavy Striker Lance. Karch was the Archer pilot. Service record of 118 deployments, 91 mech kills, 32 other kills, which is like vehicles and turrets. 3 injuries taken during their time with us. So 118 deployments and, well over 100 kills. Definitely an effective piece there. I know it says Tempest here. It is an Archer. But yeah, very good. That's why the Royal Archer was so good. I was so content in just keeping it. And yeah, I was fond of that. And we can go over the skills too. Battle Lord gives you all that, and then +2 accuracy for that turn, but it generates extra 30 heat that turn as well. So sure movement, I think that was what came with him, and I'll let you guys read all through that. And then Missile Master, just a little bit more damage, and then Stone Cold. There's that. Disco was the Krupp battle armor pilot. As you can see, 27 deployments, 18 mech kills, and 2 other kills. I mean, this is a 5-ton, battle armor. Like this is nothing. This is like nothing, and they had that many mech kills for those deployments. Very good, a very good battle armor to pick up. Draco BT, 141 deployments, 77 kills, 40 other kills. No injuries taken at all during our time. Piloting the Death Strike, which I don't think it was the Death Strike. I think it was just the normal... yeah, I think it was just normal Mach Mark II. You normally would say, like, DS or something like that. So, either way. Yeah. So these are all the attunements that you get once you get all the missions completed for it. 9 bonus to heat sinking, very, very strong, especially with that mech. Hannibal, I think they were in one of the Pegasus. 40 deployments, 23 mech kills, 11 other kills. I mean, 4 injuries taken. Even with 4 injuries taken, it still managed to do what they did on the Pegasus is insanely good. Multi-targets, redundant components, perfect targeting, and then passive, overwhelming aggression. So, very good build, I think. Jackdaw was in one of the Bushwhackers. Those Bushwhackers, very strong. She was in the Scout one with the tag and the Narc. So she had a total of 61 mech kills and 26 other kills. She was also in the Cicada for the longest time as well. Yeah, +2 bonus against being hit because of the Bushwhacker attunement. So it's pretty strong. No injuries taken at all. Just a perfect playthrough for Jackdaw. Phantom, +2 evasion charges. Target prediction gives you +2 accuracy for your teammates. Yep. Very good. Invisible target. +2 defense at all times. Like, I mean, good luck hitting this pilot. And you can tell, like, injuries taken and stuff like that. It was very hard to kill. Mallard, notably one of our Kit Fox pilot, or the Kit Fox pilot for the longest time. Ended up switching over to a Bushwhacker with acid missiles. 150 deployments, 65 mech kills, 28 other kills, 0 injuries taken. Again, just those 2 mechs alone, you know, the Kit Fox and the Bushwhacker, I mean, no injuries taken at all. Just an incredible playthrough with those 2 pilots and mechs. Rampage, I don't know. Oh, he was in the Thunderbolt for the Heavy Striker Lance. Not much to really talk about. 3 mech kills for 13 deployments and 5 other kills. Not really much to say there. Red Star and the other Pegasus pilots, 78 deployments, 41 mech kills, 13 other kills. Yeah, just the Pegasus was so good. Had sensor lock. Side slip, a very good skill for vehicles if you're in a tough bind, especially for Pegasus. You get in a tough bind, you can't get out of a forest. You wait a couple turns and then you get side slip, and then you can get out of that position. Sensor sweep, very good skill to have alongside of sensor lock, and kind of doubles up a little bit if you have issues. It kind of gives you that extra opportunity, I guess, to lock onto an enemy. And then command and control, you know, so a little bit more sensor range, resolve generation. Sandbag was the other. Oh, we didn't look. Oh yeah, we looked at their service record. So Sandbag, our pilot that's out for 586 days. People saying get rid of her because she's costing money. Yeah, 48,000 a month costs some money. But yeah, obviously I probably would have gotten rid of her if I cared about the playthrough like that. But 69 deployments, 10 injuries taken, 32 mech kills, 15 other kills. Yep. Had a lot of really good and interesting skills here. Can't really look at the skills per se, but that's like tag. It gives you a +3 to hit, which is impressive. Shrapnel was part of one of the behemoths. Not behemoths, but Menteufels. 135 deployments, 68 mech kills, 39 other kills, 3 injuries taken. Insane. Street Racer. So any damage at any point in time was taken 20% less. Yeah, reducing damage by 20%. That's insane. And then hull down also. So 90% reduced damage from all sources until the end of your next turn, which is insane. So, very good build. Sly. They were in the Night Star. 90 deployments, 58 mech kills, 18 other kills, 1 injury taken. Yep. So Night Star gets a +6 accuracy at extreme range, but has worse accuracy the closer the target is. So that's a little interesting little quirk for the Night Star. Nothing really to say there. Night Fighter, 30% boost to all support weapons. And medium range brackets as well as +10% damage to support weapons. So, not really helpful with this build, obviously. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't think about changing it or whatever was going on. Yeah, sight range, a little bit more call shot bonus. Target prediction, all that. Theropod was our Stormcrow pilot, was our Otzel pilot, as you can see. 131 deployments, 84 mech kills, 32 other kills, and 2 injuries taken. Definitely one of the killers of the team and one of the founders of the team. Definitely one of the better pilots that I had, and I liked the Otzel. The Otzel was a lot of fun. Had Bulwark, Precision Master, so precise strikes, and then Supercharge for the Stone Cold, so heat dissipation just in case it got a little hot. Multi-target, of course. Twinkle, I think Twinkle was the Mauler pilot. 31 deployments, 16 mech kills, 7 other kills, and 10% more damage with the attunement of the Mauler. Pretty good. Ultra Tool, probably the best pilot in the game. Drove the Cyclops. 137 deployments, 88 kills, and 88 mech kills, and 39 other kills. Did pretty well. Again, Cyclops just hanging around, absorbing damage when it needed to, dealing damage when it needed to. Was very good. Had extra damage with missile weapons, but that's, other than that, there wasn't really anything special with Ultra Tool. Von Cobra. I think he piloted the Jaeger mech. 28 deployments, 6 mech kills, 5 other kills. Again, we really didn't use the heavy striker lance as much as I would like. And probably it's what I should have done to continue the playthrough, but I was kind of spent on the playthrough by that point. Wolden, the Direwolf pilot. 120 deployments, 81 mech kills, 28 other kills, 1 injury taken, and then energy, ballistic missile, and artillery weapons deal 10% more damage with the Direwolf. And last but not least is Woodhen. And Woodhen, the other Manteuffel pilot, 111 deployments, 66 mech kills, and then 37 other kills in all. So like, it's definitely these Manteuffels were definitely a force to be reckoned with. So lots of we did a lot of work. We did a lot of work. Ended up with about 9 million C-bills. A lot of our money was spent traveling. And yeah, so that is the playthrough of Battletech Advanced 3062. Again, I want to thank you guys for coming by and stopping by, meeting a whole list of new people on these playthroughs. A lot of old faces coming back from the old playthroughs as well. That's really fun to see. And yeah, so what's next? What is the next chapter for me? Well, the next chapter for me is probably going to be updating the game, finally, and getting the new patch, finally. And I'm going to be putting up a poll later tonight. I'll be making a community post, so be on the lookout for that, of what our playthrough should be next. So it could be, I know I have a couple things in mind. It could be a vanilla playthrough, not like a vanilla playthrough, but more or less a non-mech lab playthrough. So basically, whatever mech I pick up, so say, let's just pull something out of storage really quickly, or put something together. Let's say this longbow, whatever. So we'll ready this longbow up. All right. So as soon as I cannot do anything with this mech, it is what it is. So its armor values, its weapons, I cannot do any changes at all. So that is going to be one of the options. It's going to be basically the vanilla. I'm going to call it the vanilla option. I will put a little note in there what I mean by that. So no upgrading mechs at all. It is what it is. So if it comes with this, this is what it's going to come with. It's not going to change at all, which is going to be a very difficult playthrough. So yeah, that's going to be one of the options. And then there's probably going to be at least, I want to say, 5 options to choose from. And you might be wondering, when would that start date be for the next playthrough? I want to say probably sometime in September, and I'll make a community post and a post on this video when the actual plan of that start date for the new campaign will be. So yeah, again, thank you for joining me. I know I was kind of hoping to get to 100 episodes, but it's not like I haven't done that before. But yeah, it just ran out of steam. I just ran out of steam with it. I was like, I gotta make an episode today, and I was like, you know what, I'm just not feeling it. And that just kept on happening and happening, and I was like, and so you saw those last 2 episodes that I had, and I was kind of forcing myself to do it, and to do like 21 more episodes like that just was not appealing to me. So I thank you for understanding. And yeah, until the next time, thank you all for coming by and watching my content, and I will see you all on the next playthrough. Take care. Bye-bye now.